Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the third chapter of OC. Okay, the third chapter of OC is planning. So let us first see the introduction. First of all, business is an economic activity. Okay, as it is an economic activity, its main motive is to earn profit. Okay, so whenever we talk about business is an economic activity. Okay, and its main motive or its main objective is to earn profit. Okay, and for earning profit the business have to plan out different activities. So business will first try to get all the information about what activities the business needs to do for earning the profit. Okay, and when they decide that this particular activities has to be done, okay, they have to decide in advance that who will do that activity. Okay, when that activity will be done, how that activity will be done, where that activity will be done, and to what extent that activity will be done. Okay, so business is an economic activity and its main motive is to earn profit. Okay, and the business will first try to find out, get all the information that what type of activities it needs to be done. After getting that yes, this particular activities needs to be done, then they have to plan well in advance that who will do different activities, when, where, how, to what extent. Okay, so all that is nothing but that is called as planning, right? Who will do the activity, when it will be done, where it will be done, till what extent it will be done, everything will be planned out. So that is called as planning. So planning is forecasting of future in present. Okay, planning is forecasting of future in present. Okay, planning is a universal process. Now why it is universal process? Because it is required in each and every field. In each and every field you require the planning. In what field? You require the planning in sports, you require the planning in say um, religious institution, social institution, on the playground, in the politics, in the education, in each and every field you require the planning. Okay, so planning is a universal process. Planning is required in each and every field. So here we complete with the introduction. Okay, so really very easy. What is planning? Planning is nothing but to plan out in advance which activities will be done by whom, where, when, how, till what extent. Okay, that is called as planning. Planning is forecasting the future in present. Planning is required in each and every field. Planning is a universal process. Okay, next one, planning. What is planning? What we want to achieve in the future and how is called as planning. Okay, planning is not possible without the goal. Okay, if there is no goal, for what we will do the planning? We require a goal. Okay, so for planning we require the goal. Okay, uh, for example, you are in now 12th standard, so everybody will have an objective that yes, I want 60 percentage, I want 70 percentage, I want 80 percentage. Okay, or those I want 90 above, whatever that goal. According to that particular objective, according to that particular goal, you will decide or you will plan out the activities. Okay, regarding the future, that yes, now every day I will get up in the morning by 10 every day I will get up in the morning by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Okay, or at night I will study till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So you will do various plannings. This is also what you are deciding of future in the present. So that is planning. Okay, and for achieving that objectives you will have different alternatives. Okay, but you will select the best alternative to achieve that particular objective. In the same way, the business unit also have lots of objectives. Okay, they will have, sorry, business unit also will have a objective, and for achieving that objective they will have various alternatives. From the various alternatives they have to select one best alternative. Okay, so that is planning. Okay, once again in the concept also they have written the same thing that we have already seen in introduction, that is planning is what? Planning is collecting information about what activities to be undertaken in the business, okay, and then to decide who will do it, how they will do it, when it will be done. So that is the concept, okay. Now definition, two definitions, one given by Bill Gates and one given by George R. Terry. According to Bill Gates, task of planning is choosing. I will say what it wants to say. Task of planning is choosing. Yes, you have objective. For achieving that objective, you have various alternatives. From that various alternatives, you have to select or choose the best alternative. So yes, task of planning is choosing. Okay, according to George R. Terry, planning is an intellectual process to achieve goal. Also, function of planning means assumptions for results, policy to follow functions, stages, and to decide the method to be followed. Or you can even just write planning is an intellectual process to achieve goal. Okay, so these are the two definitions of planning. Let us come to the next scenario now, that is characteristics of planning. First one, planning is a universal process. Yes, planning is a universal process. Why planning is a universal process? Because planning is required in each and every field, whether it is politics, whether it is education, whether it is social institutions, whether it is sports, whether it is business, okay, it is required. Whether it is a family, it's a family, then also the planning needs to be done, right? So universal process, planning is a universal process, it is required in each and every field. Second, primary function. Yes, in management we have how many functions? We have many functions, right? Organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, budgeting, many functions are there, but primary is the planning is the base for all other functions. The very first function of management is planning. Without planning, we cannot start with the management. So, planning is the primary function of management. Management starts with planning, and other functions of management like organizing, staffing, directing depends on planning. Okay, so planning is the base for the other functions of management. Conscious and mental process. Yes, planning is conscious and mental process. Why? Because in planning you need to take many decisions, and whenever you take the decisions you need to be conscious about it, okay, and on the basis of what you need to take these decisions, on the basis of calculative assumptions, and calculative assumptions is done with the help of your intellectual ability. So that is the mental process. So planning is a conscious and mental process because it deals with decision making, and while you are taking the decision you have to take into consideration calculative assumptions, which is known as mental process. Flexibility. Yes, planning is always flexible. Okay, planning is not rigid. Flexible means change. We can bring the changes in planning whenever we want to. Okay, now why we need to bring the changes in the planning? Because business unit is affected by external factors. Okay, you know already about it, internal factors and external factors. External factors are not in the hand of the business unit. So sometimes due to external changes, due to the effects of external factors, you need to bring the changes in the planning. Okay, according to the time, according to the circumstances, and according to the situation, sometime you need to bring the changes in the planning. So first of all, whenever you make planning, the precondition is flexibility. You cannot say that no, I will not change my planning. According to the time, according to the situation, and according to the circumstances, you might have to change the planning. So very first precondition of planning is flexibility. Okay, precise. Fifth one, what is the meaning of precise? Precise means accurate. Okay, the meaning of precise means accurate. Now whenever you are doing planning, you have to do assumptions, and for assumptions you will collect statistical data, you will collect lot of information. This statistical data and information that you have collected should be accurate, should be precise, should be perfect. Then only whatever assumptions you will make for the future, okay, or whatever planning you will do, okay, will succeed. Okay, otherwise the statistical data and information that you have collected are not accurate, not precise, not perfect, then you cannot make planning, then you cannot do planning properly. Okay, so the very first thing is the accuracy whenever you collect the statistical data and information, so that the whatever you decide for the future will be decided properly. Okay, and last one, not last one, the sixth one is forecasting is essential. Yes, forecasting is done by considering future uncertainties while making a plan for a business unit. Very important, forecasting is done. Okay, forecasting needs to be done about future uncertainties. Okay, that okay, what will we do if the sales decreases of the business unit, okay, or what we will do if the raw material prices are increased, okay, how we are going to deal with it, or what we will do if there are any natural calamities or man-made calamities, or if workers go on strike. Okay, these are all uncertainties. So forecasting has to be done keeping in mind the future uncertainties, that if this particular situation comes, what will the business unit do, if this particular situation arises, if this particular circumstances arises, what will be done, that has to be decided in the present. So that is forecasting. Okay, forecasting and planning both are considered as first function of management. You have to do forecasting as well as planning. These are the first functions of management. So these are the 6 characteristics of planning. Still more to go. Okay, there are still 5 still to go. Okay, list of alternatives. Yes, okay, list of alternatives means I already told you this. Okay, for example, planning. Okay, planning in each and every field includes various plans and alternatives. Okay, whichever way you go, for example, you want to do a wedding. Okay, if you go to a wedding planner, they will have so many of alternatives available. What you will do, you will select the best alternative, right? In the same way, if you go to any of the field, whenever you are doing planning, there will be various plans available and various alternatives available. You have to select one best alternative. Here they have given an example. Then if you want to increase the sale, okay, if you want to increase the sale of the company, okay, how you can do it? There are many ways to do it. You can do advertisement, increase the advertisement, or you can reduce the price of your product, or you can train your salesmen, or you can declare attractive offers. Okay, this all can be done to increase the sale. Okay, these are various alternatives. Out of this various alternatives, you may select one or two alternative to increase the sale of the business unit. Okay, so this is list of alternatives. Concerned with future, obviously planning is concerned with future. Okay, why? Because it thinks about the future in present. It thinks about the uncertainties that are going to come in the future in present, and accordingly makes the arrangement for the same. So yes, planning is concerned or related with the future because it is evaluating future in the present and accordingly making arrangements for the same. Okay, for example, I told you uncertainties like say earthquake. If earthquake comes, okay, and something damages the business unit or the factory, okay, then what has to be done in the future, that has to be decided, right? So planning is related with the future because it evaluates the future in the present. It evaluates the uncertainties that may come in the future in present and accordingly will plan out for it or accordingly will make arrangement for the same. Okay, continuous process. Yes, the planning is a continuous process. Okay, or we can say it is a perennial process. The meaning of perennial is lasting for a long time. Okay, the meaning of perennial is lasting for a long time. Continuous process. Planning is a continuous or we can say perennial process. Planning will go on and on. Okay, it is not that one time you do the planning and then you don't need to do the planning. No. Why? Because we do the planning for an objective. that objective is achieved. Up till and unless that one objective is achieved, we will have other objective, right? One target is achieved, we will have other target, and for achieving that other target, for achieving that other objective, again we need to do the planning. So planning so planning is a continuous or perennial process. It will go on and on till the end. Okay, as per time circumstances, the plans are required to be changed. Yes, that is one another scenario. Okay, you do the planning, and due to certain circumstances or situation, you may require to bring changes in the planning, definitely. Okay, but planning is a continuous process. It will go on and on till the business unit comes to an end. Okay, so planning is a continuous process. Objective oriented activity. Yes, without objective can we do planning? Now some of you will have not decided only that what they want to do after 12th standard, so how many percentage they require. Okay, so you don't have the target that okay, I want 60 or 80 or 90 percentage. You don't have the target, so for what you are going to do planning? Okay, so if you want to do planning, you should first of all have the goal. You should first of all have the objective. If you have the objective, for that objective you will do planning, right? For example, I have an objective that yes, I will make a house, or I'll make a bungalow, okay, or I'll make a farmhouse for me. So I have an objective, so accordingly I will plan out my work, that these are the different ways I can earn the money and get my house or get my bungalow. Okay, or else I have the money now and I want to build a bungalow. Okay, so I have to do the planning. I have to call the architect, I have to call the interior designer, I have to call the builder, and then do planning with them. Very important. So objective is needed. Okay, so yes, planning is a objective oriented activity. If there is no objective, there is no planning. So yes, planning is an objective oriented activity. Okay, and they say it is really very easy to achieve the objective or targets if the targets or objectives are pragmatic. Pragmatic means realistic. Okay, they should be realistic. Okay, for example, my salary is just 5,000 and I am thinking of taking a bungalow worth rupees 10 lakh 10 lakhs. Okay, come on, 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs in a year. Is it possible? No. Okay, but my salary is suppose say 50 lakhs in a month, and now I have decided to take a bungalow worth rupees 1 crore. Can I take it? Yes, you can, right? So the objective that you decide, the goal that you decide should be pragmatic, should be real. Okay, they should not be over ambitious. Okay, the goals should not be over ambitious, okay, which is not possible for you to achieve. Okay, so whenever you decide your goal, you see your limitations, okay, as well as you see your strengths, and then you decide your objective. Okay, next one, requires decision process. Yes, planning is a decision making process. In each and every what can I say, whenever you do planning, in each and every moment you have to decide. For example, for achieving an objective, there are various alternatives available. So from that various alternatives available, you have to select one alternative, right? So that is making the decision. Okay, so it is a decision making process. Every now and then you have to make the decision whenever you are doing planning. So yes, it is a planning is a decision making process. Okay, so here we complete with the 11 characteristics of planning. Okay, once again let us see the 11 characteristics of planning. They are universal process, primary function, conscious and mental process, flexibility, precise, forecasting is essential. Next is list of alternatives, concerned with future, continuous process, objective oriented activity, and requires decision process. Okay, now next we are going to see importance of planning. Planning is really very important. Okay, planning is important for business. It's an outline for the future, and planning is required in each and every field. Okay, even the government and the private sector, government sector and the private sector has also accepted that yes, planning is really very important. That is why the central government of India, okay, accepting the importance of planning, have made planning commission. Okay, you must be knowing, no, first 5 year plan, second 5 year plan, third 5 year plan, that was made for our country so that we can get economical development. So who used to decide this first 5 year plan, second 5 year plan, third 5 year plan? Planning commission. Okay, planning commission, which have a lot of experts from various fields, used to decide what activities needs to be done, on where we needs to and in which sector or which point or which factor has to be given importance. So central government has also accepted the importance of planning, and they have therefore declared or constituted planning commission, which have different experts for various fields, so that even the economical development of our country can take place with the help of planning. Okay, now importance of planning, there is no explanation, but you just have points. Okay, you just have points that you need to remember. First one is, all activities are done systematically due to planning, right? You plan out, no? In planning, you are planning out which activity will be done when, which activity will be done first, second, third, fourth, how, where, by what extent, who will do it. Everything is planned, so the activities will be done systematically. Second, wastage of resources can be avoided. Yes, as everything is planned, the resources will be used at the maximum level, and the wastage will be null. Okay. Third one, planning reduces future uncertainties. Yes, already whenever we have done planning, we have already thought about the future uncertainties, and looking at the future uncertainties, we have already done the arrangements for that. So planning reduces the future uncertainties. Planning leads to precision. Okay, that is accuracy or clear. Okay, planning leads to accuracy or clearness. Okay, fifth one, useful for accomplishment of objectives. That is the first one, right? That is very important. Without objective, no planning, right? So planning is definitely helping for accomplishment of objectives. Smoothness in other managerial functions. Because of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, all other managerial functions will go on smoothly. Okay. Planning increases employees' cooperation. Yes, because of planning, there will be no confusion. Everybody knows what to do, when to do, how to do. So there will be harmonious atmosphere between the employees, no fighting, no conflicts. So employees, their cooperation will increase among the employees because of planning. Effective control becomes possible. Yes, what work has to be done, when, how, where, everything is clear. So nobody will do the activity haphazardly, or nobody will try to do the activity in advance. Whatever has to be done, when, okay, in that way only it will be done. So in short, discipline will be maintained because of planning. So there will be effective control taking place because of planning. And last one, ninth one, planning coordinates various activities. Yes, it will help to coordinate various activities. Okay, so these are the 9 importance of planning. Okay, that is, all activities are done systematically due to planning. Wastage of resources can be avoided. Planning reduces future uncertainties. Planning leads to precision. Useful for accomplishment of objectives. Smoothness in other managerial functions. Planning increases employees' cooperation. Effective controls becomes possible. Planning coordinates various activities. Okay. Now, next topic that we have is limitations. Now, limitations are 9, so we'll not complete it today. Okay, so we'll start with the limitations of planning tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see limitations of planning, 9 points. Then we have process of planning. Okay, so tomorrow we will see limitations of planning and process of planning. Okay, thank you. So today what we have done, so just read page number 29, 30 and 31. Just read it. Okay, introduction, planning, the definitions and characteristics, and then we saw the importance of planning. Thank you.